stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I know many of you have heard of the Greater Los Angeles Federal Executive Board, and our agencies are very active with our many programs. Also know that some of you may be hearing about FEB for the very first time, so I will start with a little background. FEBS was started by President Kennedy in 1961 to increase collaboration of federal agencies in 28 locations across the nation, where there was a substantial concentration of federal agencies. Bringing together the federal agencies on a variety of issues helps improve service to delivery to the public by enhancing collaboration and resource sharing. There are 28 FEBs nationwide. The Greater LA FEB covers 6 counties: Santa Barbara, Ventura, Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino. In this area, 275 federal agencies, and the senior most official for each of those agencies is automatically a member of the FEB. Each year, the federal community recruits one of our own to serve as chair of the FEB, and it's my honor to introduce you today our 2021 chair, Linda Gomez. She truly is a leader of leaders. Ms. Gonzalez, is the commissioner with Federal Mediation and Conciliation Service. She is the executive manager of the FMCS Southwest District Office located in Los Angeles, California. She has a responsibility for ensuring the FMCS primary charge to mediate collective bargaining negotiations and provide conflict resolutions in the workplace for the private, federal, and public sectors. Is carried out within the Western states and supervises FMCS commissioners who cover and serve these states. Extensive labor relations background for over 30 years, Linda has worked with EEO complaints and other interpersonal conflicts using ADR processes. She has conducted skills training in dispute resolutions, mediation / facilitations, and cultural communication in workplace. Utilizing her bilingual skills, she has conducted training in mediation serving Spanish-speaking workforce in Southern California. She is also recognized for her work focused on mediation of complex multi-party negotiations, such as regulatory negotiations for government agencies and Native American tribes and/or tribal organizations. Prior to joining the FMCS, she worked as labor investigator and hearing officer with the Federal Labor Relations Authority and Social Security Administration, where she served as local president for the American Federation of Government Employees, one of the largest federal government unions. Ms. Gonzalez is a graduate of Pepperdine University and completed her graduate work at Cal State University, Los Angeles, in labor relations and public administration. Ms. Gonzalez is a native to Los Angeles, California, and continues to live and contribute to the Greater Los Angeles labor management community. Please welcome Ms. Linda Gonzalez.
Thank you, Devin, for that gracious And I think you got the long version of my bio, but thank you very much. And I want to say a special thanks to the beautiful national anthem from TSA Choir. That's quite something that you have that. One of our highlights of serving as FEB chair is getting to serve as the MC for the FEB Leadership Associates Program graduation ceremony. This has been a year like no other, and your class graduation is like no other. This is the first. It has been over a year since our work status has changed dramatically for many of us. Many of our federal family didn't have the ability to do their job from the safety of their homes, and they continue to serve despite personal risks. I'm in awe of the resilience of our federal workforce and proud of what they have continued to do and what they have overcome despite the very difficult circumstances. We honor the service of our many unsung federal employee heroes. And unfortunately, we've lost several federal employees this last year. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the memory of those who we have lost during this year and during the pandemic. Let us commit to honoring their sacrifice as we move forward and continue to serve the public with dignity and integrity. This ceremony was postponed 7 months due to COVID, as we had to figure out when and how to continue this program under very different circumstances than when we started in October 2019. I can tell you that this year's class was remarkable in their creativity, flexibility, and the leadership they demonstrated to complete their requirements in these novel times. Many times we heard them say comments such as identifying problems, figuring out creative solutions in what leaders do. And they just merely said, "We got this." Today, we are honored to have with us an outstanding group of individuals who have dedicated their lives to public service. In our audience, we have Leadership Associate Program alumni who have advanced in federal service, as well as coworkers, supervisors, mentors, family members, and friends who have supported the class of associates as they have dedicated their past year to their leadership development. I'd like to thank you all for coming and demonstrating your support of today's graduates. Thank you very much. I did see in the chat, thank you, Mom. Good luck, congratulations. That's wonderful, thank you. The class of 2021 is the 23rd cohort to complete the Leadership Associates Program. This development opportunity is designed to build a cadre of professionals with broad skills to enhance their leadership effectiveness. Their agency saw leadership potential in them, and that is why they were selected for this prestigious program, which has a wait list every year. The program consists of structured training and independent activities, completing a project or multiple tasks, executive interviews, shadowing, and ideally having a mentor. When this class graduates today, we will now have 686 alumni. The FEB tracks their career progression, and I am proud to say that our alumni are doing great work. The FEB receives frequent positive feedback from the alumni and their supervisors about the impact this program has had on their professional and personal development. In fact, we even have second generation participants where the alumni have advanced to the point that they now are sending their employees through this program. That is quite a testimonial to the program's effectiveness. There is no greater calling than having the opportunity to help prepare the next generation of our federal workforce. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you one of our rising stars. Joycelyn Wilson from the FBI will introduce our keynote speaker.
Gina Osborne is a trailblazer and a pathfinder in the law enforcement community. She began her career in 1986 by enlisting in the U.S. Army. There she served as a special agent and investigated counterintelligence and espionage. 10 years later, she joined the FBI, again as a special agent. This time, she investigated counterterrorism and organized crime. But she didn't stop there. She went to the community and mentored young girls, introducing them to computers, hoping someday they too would become law enforcement officers. She rose in the ranks in the FBI as an assistant special agent in charge, leading teams of agents to investigate cyber intrusion. She helped establish the first computer forensic lab for police in Orange County. She currently hosts the Lead Like a Lady podcast. As a lead field photographer, I've had the privilege of hearing her lecture in many different places, and I've always found her lectures to be inspiring. It's my privilege and pleasure to introduce to you Gina Osborne.
Thank you, Joycelyn, for such a wonderful introduction. When I look back on my 28-year career in law enforcement, what I think about most isn't all the arrests I made. It isn't all the great times working big cases with my partners or all the fascinating places the Army and the FBI sent me. When I think about the significance of my contribution and the legacy I left behind, I'm drawn to the times when I was developing and mentoring the leaders coming up behind me and the pride I took in their accomplishments. There's nothing better than watching young leaders grow, both in skill and confidence on their journey to reaching greatness. When I added leadership development as a priority, in addition to my operational and my administrative duties, that's when I realized I was truly leading authentically. When I was a new leader, authentic leadership was always this elusive concept. I learned from good bosses whose leadership style was so effective, it seemed effortless. I'm sure you know some of those people yourselves. I respected them and I trusted their advice and judgment, even though I may not have agreed with it 100% of the time. They took the time to develop me, and there was no doubt in my mind that they had my back. I would follow them anywhere. I also had terrible bosses where it was all about control. They refused to take risks or try new things in fear that failing would blemish their reputations. I'm sure you know a few of those as well. My accomplishments were used more for helping them get their next promotion rather than putting bad guys in jail. I spent a good part of my day getting work done in spite of them. Sometimes I think I learned just as much about leadership from them as I did from the great leaders. I often took mental notes, telling myself, when I'm in charge, I am never going to do it that way. I read a lot of leadership books, but it took years to figure out that leadership wasn't something I could learn in a book or apply traits from a list. It had to come from within. I'd later learned that authentic leadership evolves from transparency, honesty, and trust. In 2007, when I was promoted to be the FBI's first cyber assistant special agent in charge, I had just completed my 18-month temporary duty to FBI headquarters as an inspection division team leader. Early in that assignment, we were preparing to inspect the Chicago division, and they were looking for a team leader to evaluate the cyber and the computer forensics programs. Much to my amazement, after spending 6 years in the Army, learning nothing good ever comes from volunteering, I reluctantly volunteered to lead the cyber program inspection, even though I had zero technical skill or experience in cyber or computer forensics. Luckily, the small team I deployed was full of cyber supervisors, so together we learned a lot and we made it through the inspection. I went on to inspect numerous other cyber programs throughout my time in my headquarters assignment, and eventually became the inspection division's subject matter expert on cyber program management, all because I volunteered. When I arrived for my cyber ASAC job in Los Angeles, I still wasn't technically savvy compared to the cyber geniuses that I was expected to lead. But that didn't stop me from coming in with this full force, lead from the front leadership style, a style I learned in the Army and I held on to throughout my career. It wasn't long, however, while I was leading these cyber geniuses from the front, I'd often turn around only to realize that I didn't have anyone following behind me. As I sat in my ASAC office alone, I assessed the situation because I had this branch full of racehorses. So how am I going to lead these racehorses when I don't even speak or understand their language? I really had to dig deep to try to figure out what I had to contribute to this team, because they certainly weren't going to come to me into my office for technical expertise, that's for sure. This was that magical moment when I started to evolve into leading authentically. It all began with self-awareness and assessing what I could do to benefit them. Since my hard lead from the front leadership traits that I once relied on weren't working with this group, I had to evaluate my soft leadership strengths, which included communications, relationship building, and networking, and I started to put those into use. I was always a good communicator. It took me some time to understand what these racehorses did in the world of computer intrusions. But once I figured that out, I learned their language enough to translate their needs to my bosses or FBI headquarters to get approval for various operations and new projects. I was always good at relationship building. Having already been assigned to the Los Angeles field office for more than a decade, I had worked on task forces and new chiefs of police who would eventually agree to place their resources on the cyber task forces that we built. I had been at FBI headquarters, so I knew where all the money trees were planted. And with an established network back there who would shake those trees for me whenever I asked, I became popular with my team, especially when I identified funding for equipment that my team needed to take their investigations to a higher level. During that time, I spent trying to figure out what I could do for my team. It became more important when I realized how I could serve them. At that point, I pivoted my entire leadership style, and I changed my lead from the front leadership style and became a servant leader. I determined that my job in this particular environment was to keep all of my racehorses on the reservation and get them everything they needed to do their jobs. What really seemed to help me connect with this group was I allowed myself to be vulnerable. I allowed myself to be upfront by acknowledging that I didn't have their technical chops. So many times as new leaders, we think we can fake it till we make it, when in reality, that doesn't fool anybody. Plus, it's disingenuous. By being transparent, I built honest and trusting relationships with my squad supervisors. I found that allowing myself to show vulnerability made me human, and that made them feel comfortable to come to me for advice and guidance on leadership problems that they were facing. Another important lesson I learned being an authentic leader is ensuring everyone on the team, from me all the way down to the probationary agents and new professional support staff, had ownership in the mission. You may say to yourself, okay, of course, everyone has ownership in the mission, but does it feel that way to all your employees? Or is that a silent expectation that we have as leaders for all the people working in our commands? Having ownership in the mission means you have the creativity to do your job and perform your duties on your terms, not how you think the boss would want you to do it. How many times have you told your boss, okay, boss, this is what we need to do, and this is how we're going to do it, only to be told, that's fine, but don't do it that way, do it this way. I know when that happened to me, I think to myself, what difference does it make if we do it your way or if we do it my way? The mission will still be accomplished. When we remove that creativity our subordinates want to express to do their jobs, we create resentment, and that reduces our opportunity to have input. How many hard-charging people do you know who brief their bosses after the fact and are willing to forego permission now and ask forgiveness later if it rubs the boss the wrong way? When your workforce is confident you're there to support them as opposed to micromanage them, you will be more informed and asked to provide more input more often. When we give our people the freedom to develop new strategies to do their jobs, to feel safe to express ideas without the fear of being shut down with a better way of doing something, morale increases, productivity soars, and people want to come to work every day. Now, when it comes to morale and productivity, another thing I learned is the importance of ensuring everyone needs to be on the right seat, on the right boat, rowing in the right direction. It could be a bus, it could be a boat, it could be whatever you want, but you need to be in the right seat, on the right boat, in the right direction. When it comes to addressing performance challenges or unmotivated employees, 8 out of 10 times, I found that they were in the wrong seat or in the wrong boat. Because I had established trust with my entire team, they knew when they came into my office for a performance issue and we were going to have that hard conversation, I had their best interest in mind. In those situations, I'd invest more time with the employee, assess their strengths and weaknesses, and more than likely move them to a place where they'd be more apt to being productive every day. This isn't about moving a problem. No one benefits from unhappy employees if they have talent to give. It's up to us as leaders to think about the bigger picture and outside the box to motivate these employees to do the best they can. As for performance issues, address those early and don't allow them to fester. As a leader, everyone is watching to see what you're willing to tolerate. So set expectations and boundaries early and assure they apply to everyone on your team. Respect is often lost and resentment sets in when rules only apply to certain people. As you rise up the ranks, it's important to choose your leadership team wisely. The reason why I became so successful in the cyber world was because I was strategic at picking my team. Not only did I need to choose leaders who were talented, but they also had to be compatible with my work ethic and the way I wanted our cyber and computer forensics brand to be represented internally within the FBI and externally to our partners and the community. I also knew our hardworking agents, analysts, computer scientists, forensic examiners, and professional support personnel deserved supervisors who knew how to solve problems, think outside the box, and commit to creating a positive, healthy work environment. The fastest way to shoot yourself and your program in the foot is to choose unvetted, unsuitable leaders, because the chaos they create today becomes the crisis you're going to have to deal with tomorrow. Later into my tenure as Cyber ASAC, as I really embrace leading authentically, I found the courage to allow my young squad supervisors the room to make mistakes. When I was a new leader, I believed the mistakes of my subordinates reflected negatively on me. Therefore, I created this environment to make sure mistakes were never made. Looking back, I see that put unnecessary pressure both on my people and myself. It also inhibited us all from stepping outside the box, trying something new, or taking risks. My behavior was fear-based and driven by my own insecurity. The more secure I became as an authentic leader, the more I welcomed the opportunities for my people to make their own decisions, even if it led to making mistakes. If they were determined to do something a certain way, and I knew it wouldn't work, as long as no one got injured, reputations weren't lost, and no taxpayer dollars were wasted, I'd go ahead and let them do it. On their journey down the rabbit hole, I'd offer advice from time to time. Sometimes they would take it in reverse course. Sometimes they'd drive 90 miles an hour until they hit the rock bottom. But I'd always be there at the bottom to help them get back on track once the lesson is learned. And that's the point. Think about the major lessons you've learned through the mistakes you've made in your life. Recovering from the mistakes we make give us wisdom, and that wisdom makes us better leaders. The leaders I admire are those who take the ego out of leadership, aren't afraid to make mistakes, and are bold and accomplish greatness because they don't fear failure. When I retired from the FBI in 2018, I had been the cyber ASAC for 11 years. Together, I'm proud to say, our team created the largest cyber and computer forensics program in the entire FBI. We built a $7 million state-of-the-art regional computer forensics lab in Orange County, and we won the Director's Award or the Attorney General's Award for excellence in investigations numerous times. One of the best parts of my job was recognizing our people or watching them be recognized by others for their skill, their creativity, their productivity, for their excellence. Every chance I had as a leader, I ensured they felt appreciated. An employee who feels recognized and appreciated will go to the ends of the earth to accomplish the mission. So let's summarize what contributes to becoming an authentic leader. Authentic leadership begins with self-awareness. We need to constantly assess and reassess our weaknesses and strengths so we can honestly bring them to the table as a member of the team. We may be leading the team, but we can never forget we have to be seen as part of the team in order to be accepted as a leader. As authentic leaders, we must be consistent. The biggest thing that breaks trust with our employees is unpredictability. I'm a big believer that once trust and respect are gone in a relationship, it's nearly impossible to get back. So think before you respond. We must be open to listening to fresh and new ideas that may be different from how we're used to approaching a problem or an operation. Once we realize it doesn't have to be our idea for it to be a good idea, we are on our way to becoming better leaders. And we must be transparent, share good news and bad news, be open to solving problems in a productive, consistent way, not always in a punitive way. Don't let the only time people come to your office is when there's a problem. I used to lure unsuspecting agents and professional support employees into my office with the biggest, best gumballs in the world. You'd be surprised how disarming it is when you and the boss chat while enjoying a huge wad of gum. You can learn a lot more about a person that way than standing over them at their desks during the perfunctory walk around. Next, we must demonstrate humility and admit when we're wrong. As a leader, your people will prefer you to be human over being perfect. I can't tell you how important it is to recognize and appreciate your workforce. No matter how high you get in the organization, know their names and understand how they contribute. Don't let the only time, like I said, that you see them be in a punitive situation. And be on the lookout for future leaders amongst the ranks and give them the opportunity to develop and promote, and make sure that you see them in that light. Last but not least, if you talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. Be a good role model. People are watching you to see if you're playing by the rules you set. And most of all, have the courage to imagine what your ideal work environment is for you and your people, and invite them to create it with you. If you can dream it, you can do it. I thank you all for all of the hard work that you put into this class, and it's been a pleasure to speak with you today. Good luck on your leadership journeys.
Thank you to our keynote speaker, Gina Osborne, for sharing such insightful experiences and lessons learned. Good morning, everyone. My name is Susana Gonzalez, and I am one of the graduates from today. I'm a management and program analyst at the Department of Homeland Security's E-Verify program. Today, I have the pleasure to present to you our cohort's graduation video, which is brought to you by Devin Tompkins, Jocelyn Wilson, and myself. Putting this video together was definitely a group effort, so thank you to everyone who submitted photos and videos because your contribution is really what made this video possible. Working on this was a lot of fun, and in the process, I discovered a hidden talent that we have among us. Her name is Joycelyn Wilson, who you just heard from today introducing our keynote speaker. I would like to thank you, Joycelyn, for graciously accepting the idea of using one of your songs in our graduation video, which I think it's awesome and it just makes this graduation memory that much more special for us. With that said, I hope everyone has fun watching. Please grab your popcorn and enjoy. Oh, and if you don't have any popcorn, you can go ahead and grab some at the lobby. Thank you.
Your health and safety are important to us. To reduce the spread of COVID-19, all locations are closed to the public until further notice.
To ensure your safety and our associates is temporarily closed as in compliance to the Los Angeles County Safer at Home order.
Due to the current state mandate, we will temporarily be closed. We continue to monitor the situation closely and will reopen as soon as permitted.
As you all know, COVID-19 is having a dramatic impact on our lives, businesses, and supply chains based on CDC guidance for maintaining healthy habits. Preventative health measures including the practice of social distancing, including work from home arrangements.
When winter comes in 2021, we'll all celebrate a new day. This COVID thing has our world undone, and we can't wait till 2021.
time with the FEB Leadership Associates Program, I met with my mentor, Dr. Laura Godby, the director of the U.S. Navy Seabeam Museum. I made and donated 130 protective masks to hospitals, and I'm working on my Building Bridges and Connections project to help prevent suicide, where U.S. Navy Seabeam Museum patrons write postcards to home-ported Seabees, and the Seabees in turn respond. Being accountable to respond is key in preventing suicide. The postcards will be displayed at the U.S. Navy Seabeam Museum.
Buenos dias. My name is Daniel Haskell, and I'm a Special Emphasis Program Manager in the Environmental Protection Agency's Hispanic Employment Program in our Los Angeles field office. Together, my colleagues and I revived our Memorandum of Understanding with the University of California, Riverside, a Hispanic serving institution, to support EPA student outreach and recruitment efforts. Recently, this relationship led to EPA to engage in the University Innovation Alliance program, involving universities and employers to develop strategies and virtual internships to low-income and first-generation students in career development.
This is Fabi, and I would like to acknowledge Catherine and the FEB team for putting on an excellent training program given the circumstances we all had to adapt. But most importantly, I would like to thank each of my colleagues in this cohort, because in addition to what I learned from our trainers, I have learned from each one of you, and I look forward to implementing these new skills as I grow into a more mature leader, not just at the Environmental Protection Agency where I work, but in my personal life and as a better public servant in general. Thank you.
Hello FEB class of 2021, I'm Sunny Graham, Agriculture Specialist Supervisor with Customs and Border Protection at the Long Beach Seaport. Today's a special day for all of us graduates. Our hard work has finally paid off. For me, the Federal Executive Board program was more than just a self-improvement class. It has actually given me the confidence I need to become an effective leader. Two classes that stuck with me were the 5-Week Leadership Challenge by Patrikios and the 4 Dimensions of Leadership by Bob Shout. Overall, FEB has taught me that leaders have these essential qualities. Leader, L, listens, E, empathizes, A, aspires, D, develops, E, encourages, and R, respects. Thank you FEB for an amazing experience, worthwhile, and congrats to all of us graduates.
Hi everyone, my name is Leah Hernandez. Prior to applying to the FEB Leadership Program, I was told the program would help me network and advance my federal career. Once I was accepted into the FEB Leadership Program, I hope to work with other aspiring federal leaders and expand my skill set. Now that I've completed the FEB Leadership Program, the lessons learned and the relationships created exceeded my original hopes. The experience has been irreplaceable, and I want to thank all of those that contributed to the program's success, as well as my own success. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Leah Hernandez, and I work for the Department of Labor Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, also known as OFCCP. As an FEB leadership graduate, it is my honor to introduce Rhonda Aubin-Smith. Not only has Rhonda been my mentor for over a year, she has become my confidant and my friend. Rhonda currently serves as the District Director of the Boston District Office of the Department of Labor, Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs. Beginning her career with OFCCP in 2000, Rhonda has worked as a compliance officer and an assistant district director prior to taking on her district director responsibilities in 2011. As the Boston District Director, Rhonda ensures that her office upholds the purpose of the OFCCP, to ensure for the benefit of job seekers and wage earners the contractual promise of affirmative action and equal opportunity required for those who do business with the government. Prior to her work with OFCCP, Rhonda worked in the equal opportunity field with the state of Oklahoma and with the Department of the Air Force. Rhonda also served in the US Navy Reserves. Again, it is my honor to introduce my mentor, Rhonda Alvin Smith. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody from sunny Boston. I am very happy to be able to speak today about the relationship with Leah and myself and my experience as the mentor. I'm just going to give you a little bit of information of why I ended up as a mentor. I've been a manager for well over 20 years. I have enjoyed it. I started out with a program that the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs had, or OFCCP, and it's their management leadership development program they had way back in 2002 through 2004. I grew a lot in that program, but I always thought there was something missing during that program, as well as something missing in the first maybe 5, 6, 7 years of my manager experience. And that was having a mentor, having somebody that I could talk to, somebody that wasn't family, somebody that wasn't in my chain of command, who wasn't my supervisor, somebody that I could talk to and not fear what they thought about me or what they thought about what I was doing or my decisions. And that was a mentor, somebody that you could talk to openly. It just means a lot to have somebody. So when the opportunity came up actually over a year ago for Leah to do Leah and I actually joined in the DOL program, the mentorship program, and we were connected to work together. And I was I'm not surprised, but I was so pleased when she asked me to continue as her mentor in the Greater Los Angeles FEB program. So we have been talking for some time, well over a year. It's probably just about 2 years, and we've done it all virtually because she in California and me in Massachusetts, and the agencies not having much money, and then having no movement whatsoever during the pandemic. Everything we've done has been virtually. I hope she feels the same. And I saw her video. I believe she does, that this relationship that we've had as mentor and mentee has been so successful because both of us were so willing to do it. We were both tied into it. We honestly wanted to do that. And at first it was, okay, how do we do this? How do we get through this with just the phone calls? But it worked. It took us being very open with each other, honest, making the time, making sure we made the time. And if we couldn't make certain timeframes, we always scheduled another one. You know, I may have talked too much during it, and I hope she didn't mind, but we both wanted to learn from it. And I took a holistic approach to the mentor relationship because a leader is just not that work persona. That leader is also a mother, a spouse. We have lives, and you have to know that. So there may have been times where Leah and I just chit-chatted about different things, about my family, about her family. And I'd have to say I have a friend that I will continue to talk to. But I believe that work together really made our relationship and made her experience a greater process. I'm going to take a look at my notes. I feel that during this relationship, because we were so willing to be open, she definitely opened up with her worries and her expectations and her aspirations. And she was listening, she was very well listening to what I had to say. And I may have, like I said, I talk a lot. I love to talk. And so I hope she really gained from that. We worked together on our projects. She shadowed me in different meetings, and that was rather interesting because I would always, the one thing I tried to get her to understand, or one thing I gained most through my management time, was learning to manage your manager. And she got to see that in real time on how something that happened during one of the shadowing was different than me when I'm talking to her. And it was just a perfect opportunity of how to manage your manager. So we had discussions about that. I learned so much from her discussions on the classes that she took. So this definitely was not a one-sided relationship. I have a greater appreciation of what my own staff need. I may not be able to be their mentor. I should not be able to be their mentor. I can guide them through their work, but I am now pushing for the Department of Labor, for OFCCP, to bring back their mentor program. So the staff that work for me will have the opportunity to have a mentor outside of their chain of command, somebody they too can grow with. And that is because of the relationship that Leah and I had during this over a year program. I hope everybody understands that those who are mentors can take just as much home with us as the mentees can. And it is such a great process. So pay it forward. When you move on up, pay it forward. With Leah, and I will have to say, it's been 2 years since we've started talking. I have seen such growth. I have enjoyed talking to her. And I have to say that coming from the discussions that we have and watching her growth and watching her be very open with me and discuss different openings or different items she's working on, and taking my feedback, whether it was the right thing to do or not, but just let me be open about it also. I really believe it pushed her forward. And I am so appreciative that I have gained a great friend out of this. We plan on still talking and going over what we're both doing, because as she's moving up through the leadership, I've got my eye on retirement. I have that light shining, and I'm looking forward to that, although I will miss what I'm doing with the Department of Labor. But I just want to press forward with everybody, but just keep those mentor-mentee relationships in mind as you move forward, because it is actually beneficial to you. And as you have individuals that work for you, keep that in mind for them. What can you do along with coaching? Ms. Osborne had I really enjoyed listening to her discussion on how she worked with her staff. And I just kept telling Leah, she's so right. She's so right. So take her words and think about them and pay it forward when you have those individuals who work for you, in helping them the same way you've been helped through this program. And Leah, thank you. And we will talk, and we are friends, and I am excited to see where you go with your career. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Leah and Rhonda. Thank you very much for sharing your experience about mentoring. I just have to say that that video was spectacular. It had me smiling through the whole thing and very emotional. Just want you to know that. And I want to say a few words about mentoring. Mentoring is an essential part of this program. I hope that the cohorts of this class, that they pay it forward with involvement with FEB. And mentoring being so important, it is an important part of leadership for the mentee and the mentor. I personally believe that leadership goes hand in hand with mentoring and should be taken seriously. Just a short story about one of your alumnus in this program. Around 9 years ago, I had a request for an interview, one of your executive interviews. And it was the first time that I knew about the program and also met this cohort of your group. Around 10 years ago, he walked into my office and interviewed me. And FMCS is a small agency. You either hereby a word, and we're a very small agency, and we mediate labor disputes, employment disputes. So he walked in, he was very impressive. He had his notes, he had questions that were relevant. And here I'm thinking during the interview, I'm gonna hire this guy. I love this guy, I'm gonna hire him. Plus he was bilingual. So there I made the decision, and I think back to what Gina had said, know your group and get the people that you want to serve as your leadership group. And just to say that in my mind, I'm thinking I want this guy. And today he is one of our agency's best mediators. He's the best investment we made as a mediator. He's a leader, and he's received the agency's prestigious award of Directors Award, which honors only one mediator annually, and he has received that. So I just want you to know what a great group that we get from the results of this program. So on with the graduation now. It is turning to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2021. We had a cohort of 46 completing this year. Each graduate was mailed a certificate of completion like the one you see on the screen, and a leadership lapel pin, and we hope you all wear it with pride. We will be allowing each graduate in attendance to say a few words about their experience and share their favorite leadership quote. We'll be showcasing them alphabetically in groups of 6. Several were unable to join us today, but they are with us in spirit.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angelica Aleman, and I work with the National Labor Relations Board. Our lives are the accumulation of the choices we make, all of which are directly affect one another and combine to define who we are and what we do. Through circumstance, all of us here today have been given the chance or encouraged by someone we know to be part of this program, but it takes more than just circumstance to follow through. It takes a choice. That defining moment when each and every one of us here made that personal decision to push ourselves further, take a risk, and travel the hard road. I am glad I made that choice. By participating in this program, I have empowered my leadership skills and joined a network of talented leaders. I challenge all of us to run with this experience and continue to become better leaders in all that we do. I would also like to thank my supervisors for supporting me over the last year and giving me the opportunity to be part of this program.
Hello, everyone, and a special hello to FCI Terminal Island. My name is Desiree Baker, and I work for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. This program has taught me to not be afraid to be a better version of myself. It takes courage and strength to grow and learn. It is in these times you give yourself grace as you become the person you deserve to be. A special thank you to Warden Ponce, Associate Wardens Prilo and Rupska, also Soto, who has since retired from the agency. And another thank you to Captain Hacker. Again, I appreciate this program, and it has taught me so many things that I take into my daily life. Thank you.
All right, to the graduating class, I would like to say it was a pleasure meeting every one of you, and that you are now part of my network. I hope that I am a part of yours. Do not hesitate to reach out if you need anything. I would like to say to my mentor, Mrs. Olympia Lynch, thank you for continuing to challenge and mentor me, also helping with my development throughout my career progression with TSA. I am greatly appreciated to have you in my life and in my career. And I would like to say good luck to all the graduates, and thank you, FEB, for the opportunity. This was an amazing experience.
Happy graduation to all the graduates. I'm Kelly Berry with the Office of Medicare Hearings and Appeals. And I thought of a quote that really meant something to me from all of the skills that I've learned from this program. And that's from the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. I'd like to thank the program, and especially a big thank you to my mentors, Judge Susan Abrams and Dan Liu. I appreciate all of your support and all of the skills and advice that you have given to me. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to start off by actually congratulating all of us and for a year and a half of an interesting time that we had together physically and remote. I want to go ahead and thank first and foremost Catherine for keeping us all together, and big shout out to Raynell. I know you're here. You haven't been with us for the last few months, but big thanks to you and everyone else who kind of herded us together through all of this. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm sorry. My name is Smita Bharana, and I represent Customs and Border Protection out of Long Beach, California Seaport. And my biggest thing out of this program is probably self-awareness, and that we are here to, as leaders, we are here to serve. That's probably the biggest thing, and to enable the people that are around us. Just myself is probably not good enough, so I'm probably a better person with everybody who I would work with, or with my unit or my team. So, and thank you to everybody again for the experience.
Good morning, everyone. I am Beverly Charles, and I am with the Department of Defense. I am humbled and grateful to all who guided and shaped and molded not only my career and quest for leadership guidance, but as a person and as a well-rounded woman. You are forever in my heart with fond memories and much appreciation. It is said we are like pencils. The best part of us is inside. We make mistakes as we touch our lives. We make mistakes, we erase, but we become better as we are sharpened. So keep sharpening. Thank you, FEB, and congrats to all the graduates.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Estrada, and I'm with the Department of Defense Counterintelligence Security Agency. I really want to say that I am really glad that I was part of this program where it was offered to me. I really had no idea what it was. I had heard about it, but I had no idea of to how much of an extent was it going to serve a good purpose for me. Not only to develop me becoming a great leader, but also in my personal life. I learned a lot of techniques that I can take back to also help me change who I am as a person and as an individual. And that was very good to see that it developed more of who I am as a person. One of my favorite things that I will say is that I really enjoyed the group conversations we had. I also learned from all of you guys. All your tips, all your help, suggestions helped out a lot. So that was one of my favorite parts from this whole experience as well. So thank you. And I think it's very important to have a good support group. And I definitely want to thank my mentor, Anil Siblet, because she's been a great support. And it's very important to have people who will support you and sometimes help you see things differently. I almost didn't make it because I was feeling a little overwhelmed with so much stuff going on at work. And she kind of reminded me, you've dedicated so much time to this, you've earned to be here. And I realized, you know what, you're right, I've earned to be here. What am I thinking? So I want to thank her and everyone for this opportunity. Thank you guys, and congratulations to everybody.
Good morning, my name is Fabiola Estrada, and I'm with the Environmental Protection Agency. The following is a quote from one of the mentors I interviewed, which summarizes the leader I strive to be. A leader knows when to step up, when to step back, and when to bring others forward, while acknowledging the past and looking to the future and to the sides. Thank you again for helping me become a more efficient influencer, and not in the mainstream definition because I don't even have an Instagram account and I don't really use Facebook, but in regards to being an improved servant leader to better protect human health and the environment. Gracias.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marisela Flores. I'm with the department in TCAA, the Department Contract audit agency. So first off, I want to thank Scott Riddle. He was the person who introduced me to the program and who recommended the program. And I'm very thankful to him because he saw potential in me and that's, I think it's very important because sometimes we could be hard on ourselves and we don't see the potential in us. So it's really important for other people to believe in ourselves so that that way, you know, we could believe in ourselves too. And then also I want to thank my mentor, Steve Hernandez, for also inspiring me. Listening to him, his story and how he moved up in the agency was really important for me also so that I could learn and that way know how I could also move up in the agency. And also I'm very thankful to the program because it really helped me self-assess my weaknesses and my strengths so that I could become a better version of myself and become a better leader, like in my career and also personal. I learned a lot of I just learned a lot. It's also with the people in the program, like listening to them and just all the self-reflection really helped me just to be a better version. So yeah, so I'm very thankful. I'm ready to implement everything that I learned. So congrats, everyone.
Hello, everyone. This is Susana Gonzalez again from the Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. And at this time, I would like to thank everyone who is present with us today celebrating this special moment. I am very happy this day is finally here, but at the same time, a bit sad to see it end. I found great value being part of this Leadership Associates program and feel very grateful to have received this opportunity. Thank you, Catherine, and all FEB staff. I would also like to thank Natalie Jones, Dan Heckman, Blake Hemphill, Mark Camacho, Lisa Ochen, Barbara Walker, Kathy Gomez, also my colleagues, friends, and family for your support and understanding with my participation in this program. I hope you feel that my success is your success and we share today this achievement for our community. Thank you and congratulations to us graduates.
Hi, I'm Sunny Graham, and the agency I work for is U.S. Customs and Border Protection. My favorite saying is by Audrey Hepburn. It goes like this: nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. I want to say congratulations to everyone and a special thank you to Ms. Catherine Hansen. Without you, none of this would have been possible. I'm very grateful for you and this great experience. Thank you.
Good morning again. My name is Ashley Rose. I am a Transportation Security Manager with the Transportation Security Administration. I want to share a quote with you. It says by Sheryl Sandberg, leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. And when I think about leadership, I think about all the people who have made a huge impact on me. I want to say thank you to Mrs. Catherine Hansen-Ken for continuing the program despite everything that was going on this year. I want to say thank you to my TSA LAX leadership, and congratulations to all the participants. Thank you and have a good day.
This is, my name is Daniel Haskell. I'm with the United States Environmental Protection Agency. One of the quotes that brought me into public service was, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Really, those words have really inspired me. This has been, I've said that a lot, I think, this last year and a half, if you can hear me now, but I'm not sure where we all were left off, but I wanted to say it's been so wonderful to be in this program and to meet so many different people from so many backgrounds, leading successful careers here in Los Angeles and all making the area a better place to live for us all. I think one of the best leadership quotes that I heard probably came from, you really can't love your work and love your work colleagues until you love yourself. And I think that introspection of being a good leader is really understanding your weaknesses and your strengths and working at those and using them to your advantage so that you can inspire other people to do work just as well as you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leah Hernandez. I've introduced myself before, but I am with the Department of Labor, Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, also known as OFCCP. I just want to say congratulations to all the graduates. We made it. We did it a year and a half. Through it all, we persevered and we did it together. I also want to thank all of those who are in the Zoom that have supported me. I appreciate all of you for being here and through the last year and a half. I appreciate all of the support, especially to my mentor, Rhonda. As you can tell from her conversation with us previously, we created such a bonding relationship that kind of grew out of that mentor-mentee relationship into a friendship, and it was an invaluable experience. As far as a quote I want to leave you with, it's pretty simple. Leave it better than you found it. And I'm just going to leave it there. So I hope everybody has a great day. And thank you all for being here with all of us.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Johnson, and I'm with the U.S. Navy CB Museum. Let's see, I'd like to thank Catherine for making this day possible for us. It's been a challenging year, and she and the FEB team really pushed themselves forward for us to accomplish seeing each other more during our meetings online. And it's created a much more intimate atmosphere where we've, I think, been able to get to know each other better. And you've all taught me to be a better listener, and I really appreciate that. And to my mentor, Dr. Laura Godby, she's taught me how to pace myself. And I think I needed that. And I think a quote that really stuck with me was in one of our most recent workshops with Bob Shout, where he talked about bringing your best self forward in everything that you do. And I think our class has done that. And I just want to say congratulations and thank you.
My name is Ontario Johnson. I'm with the United States Department of Labor. I have my mask on because, yes, I'm in the field working right now. Just took some time off to graduate because we actually earned it. It was a long year and a half. So one of the things, the best thing that I learned from this program was my confidence. Since I've been in this program, my confidence has risen tenfold. And I'm able to feel confident in going out and doing things and leading agriculture fields like I'm doing now.
Hi, everyone. Cassandra Caleb for the Space and Missile Systems Center. I had so much fun in this class. I really enjoyed the executive interviews that I was able to do and really got some good insight in their personal leadership roles and how they've been able to handle things. And one thing that stuck out to me was one of the briefers said, continue investing in yourself. And that's just what I've been doing. And I hope you all continue investing in yourselves. Thank you and congratulations, everyone.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Patricia McNaney. I'm with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. So I'd like to echo everyone by just thanking Kathleen right now, everyone with FEB, all the instructors we had. It's been an amazing experience. Congratulations to all my fellow graduates. It's been such an honor to go through this really unique version of the program with you. I hope we can all get together in person at some point when it's safe again to celebrate. I would really love to see everyone. I want to thank everyone at my office, the LA Verification Operations Center, Natalie Jones, Dan Heckman, all of our management for all their encouragement and support throughout everything. It's meant so much to me. And one of the things that I got out of one of my interviews, a tidbit to take away was you can be kind without being weak, and being kind is a reflection of strength. And I think that just applies to everything. Leadership, just life in general. It doesn't cost anything to be kind. I think it's really important that we remember that and take that along with us. So congrats, everyone. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rafael Medrano. I work for Customs and Border Protection at Los Angeles International Airport. And being part of the FEB really opened my eyes to a different style of leadership. I've been in the military before where You learn things from certain leaders, but with FEB, you learn from classroom environment, you learn from other leaders as well. And one thing that I really want to talk about is the executive interviews that I did. I interviewed 2 executive leaders, which both hit hard on what a leader should have. And they both had the same common outcome, which was a great leader is able to communicate efficiently with their employees, whether it be verbally or in writing. So if you're an effective communicator, your career as a leader is going to progress. And thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jason Mazzante. I'm a federal on-scene coordinator with United States Environmental Protection Agency Region 9. I'd like to thank the EPA and the FEB for this opportunity to participate in this program. Really enjoyed learning about the different federal agencies, sharing experiences with my colleagues, and collaborating with our federal family partners as we went through a variety of trainings. This was a great program despite COVID, and I want to say thank you very much to Catherine and her team for accommodating around these difficult times and still finding really quality training for us to be a part of. One of the things that was a particular highlight for me was being able to participate in the 5-week leadership challenge by MacLeod. It was great. Every day we got to practice something new and really develop our leadership skills and keep that practice going. A quote from that really stuck with me had to do with abundance. And great leaders recognize that being abundant is far more effective than being scarce. And that really resonated with me and something I want to take forward and employ as I deal with challenges and hopefully leadership opportunities. I've been fortunate to have some great mentors and colleagues to bounce ideas off of and see what I could grow into. And this program has helped me grow to be more like them. So thank you for that. I'm really looking forward to putting into practice what I've learned to support my colleagues, the EPA mission, and our federal partners. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Safan. I'm with the United States District Court, Central District of California. I would first like to thank my mentor, Danny Pasquil. I deeply appreciate the time that you set aside for me. It's been a huge help to me. My confidence has grown after each of our check-ins. I'd like to also thank my supervisor, Vanji Pena-Lavario, and my manager, Sarah Sesuhu. Both of you have been very accommodating to me and made this possible for me. Big thank you to Catherine and Raynell. The both of you did a wonderful job during this time. Also, a big thank you to my wife, Nina. You know, being at home working together and she's in another room and sometimes I could be pretty loud. She's been very accommodating and supportive of me throughout this process as well. And then just overall, this has been a wonderful experience for me. It's helped me grow professionally and personally. One of my favorite quotes actually comes from Danny. He tells me control the controllables, and I think that's helps simplify things and give me a lot of clarity. So to end it, congrats everyone. I hope to cross paths with all of you again and soon too. Until then, take care of yourself and one another. Bye.
Hello, everyone. My name is Diana Pacheco. I work for U.S. Customs and Border Protection at Los Angeles International Airport. I first of all want to say thank you to Catherine and to Raynell for putting this program and keeping us through the program, even though the pandemic was going on. I really, really appreciate that. I want to say thank you to my daughter, because sometimes during the courses, I was doing like half and half, like half being with her and half of the time like trying to like be in the FEB program so I wouldn't miss any classes. She has been very supportive through this this course. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for being part of my class. And, you know, it was a great experience. I learned a lot of leadership skills and hoping to get promoted soon to a temporary supervisor. I'm gonna try to give that a try. And this program really, really helped me to put in for that position. So thank you guys.
Yes, hi everybody. My name is Min Park. I'm with Wage and Hour Department of Labor. I'm just very grateful and thankful for this program. I want to thank my direct managers, our regional managers, to allowing me to fully participate. The classes, the executive interviews I was able to do, the small groups where I was able to, work through various situations and the things that we learned and applying them in our small group discussions. It was a great learning opportunity. I really enjoyed learning about the various facets of leadership as opposed to just management abilities. And just learning about myself, about my strengths and my growth gaps, and where I need to develop more. And it's just been a very good opportunity to be able to learn about these. And I look forward to employing these and applying what I've learned in the future and any future opportunities. One nugget that I take away is that building trust and loyalty is key for a leader, and that it's first built through personalized relationships, but lasting trust and loyalty only occurs when people trust that what their leaders speak about is demonstrated by action. This is one of many key things that I've learned. And once again, thank you and congratulations, everybody.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Noé Ponce. I'm with the U.S. District Court, Central District of California. I would just first of all like to thank Raynell and Catherine for all the hard work that they did with the FEB program and getting us through it. Even though we've been through a pandemic and all the changes, I know it was hard, and they've done such a great job. And even though we're in such a different world, both work-wise, personally, all the changes that we've gone through, and they've done such a great job. And also to my fellow FEB graduates, it was great meeting you all, and I hope that we can stay and keep in touch with you all. I also want to thank the FEB leaders that I was able to interview for the executive interviews. They were very enlightening, and I think I will keep some of the knowledge and what I've learned in those interviews with me for the rest of my life. To my mentor as well, thank you very much. You've been amazing, and I hope that we continue to work together and in this relationship. And I just want to leave you with my leadership quote, one that I really like. It's by John Buchan. The task of leadership is not to put greatness into humanity, but to elicit it, for the greatness is already there. So thank you to all very much. We'll miss you, and we hope to keep in touch. Take care.
Hi, everyone. I'm Atzimba Reyes. I'm with the Office of Medicare Hearings and Appeals. And I just want to thank everyone involved in the FEB team, particularly Catherine and Raynell, for just making this amazing opportunity for us in a very challenging year. And I want to thank all my fellow leadership associates for just being a great resource. I've looked forward to our meetings every month, and it's been one of the only interactions I've had with other people while teleworking for the last year. So I really, really looked forward to them. One takeaway that I learned from this program is that effective leadership can take many different forms and looks different for everyone. And so I've really taken the things we've learned this past year to learn to develop my own personal and unique leadership style. And I've just really loved everything we've done.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joe Roman. I'm a operations manager at the DCC via FCI Terminal Island. First of all, I want to say thank you to Catherine and the FEB team for fighting through the adversity and allowing us to complete this amazing program. Secondly, I want to say thank you to all my mentors. I have been blessed in that regard, but especially want to thank our warden, Felicia Ponce, for allowing me to be in this program, for her guidance, her leadership, and her friendship. To the rest of the FCI executive staff, thank you for everything you guys have done. I hope the light is on. As far as one of the quotes that I enjoy during the program was, "Time is what we want most, but used worse," by William Penn. And finally, to the whole cohort, I want to say, yay, we did it. Congratulations, and I hope to see you all soon.
So my name's Andrew Stommer. I work for the Space and Missile Systems Center as a acquisition program manager. And over the last year plus, I really embraced the servant leadership and really appreciate the fact that my leaders were allowing me to lead other people in that form and fashion, and then saw more in me. And then I'm now more of a strategic leader as well. So I really appreciate all the support I got from them. And the 4 dimensions of leadership by Bob was just an excellent opportunity to see that culmination of everything, and the light bulb just kind of clicked on at the very end of this program. So that was really an awesome thing to happen. And one quote I'd like to add comes from Dwight Eisenhower. He said, in preparing for battle, I've always found plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. That to me is a leadership quote because of the success we've had after or during the COVID pandemic, being able to do our jobs. If we hadn't have planned, if we didn't have good leaders that helped us plan how to continue doing our jobs, we wouldn't have been able to do it. So I appreciate everybody at SMC and the federal government who have really pushed to get the technology to where it needs to be, and all the good stuff that Catherine did too to keep us in touch. Thanks. Congratulations, everyone.
Hello again, everybody. My name is Devin Tompkins. I'm employed with the United States Probation and Pretrial Services Agency in the Central District. This program for me was a lot more beneficial than what I thought it was going to be originally when I first started. Not just in a professional aspect, but it really helped me in a lot of my personal life issues, just learning more about myself and how I can be more of how you utilize more of my leadership abilities. So I just want to thank Catherine and all of her colleagues at the FEB for sticking with us through this insane year. And just congratulations to all of my fellow graduates.
Hi, my name is Tim Telema. I'm a supervisor with TSA. This experience has been an eye-opening one for me. I think I've grown a lot because of it. I just want to thank my leadership here at Ontario International Airport, my mentor, Ruben Ortega. We've worked together a lot this year. I've learned a lot from him, and I want to thank him for all his help. I want to thank my sweetheart for sticking with me through this whole thing. It's been a very difficult year with everything going on with COVID and all that. One of the quotes that I like comes from Lao Tzu. It says, "A leader is best when people barely know he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, they will say we did it ourselves." So I just want to congratulate everybody. It was, like I said, it's a difficult year. It's probably not where any of us thought we were going to be at the end of this, but congratulations to everybody for sticking through it.
Hi, I'm Joycelyn Wilson, and I'm within the Department of Justice as a lead field photographer. And I just want to thank my managers, Terry Cook and Tish Neff. They believed in me and gave me this opportunity. I'd also like to thank Catherine, Rynell, Susanna, and Devin. You made this a very rewarding experience. One of my favorite quotes comes from FDR. "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." It reminds me to not overthink, just plan, to take reasonable chances, learn from my mistakes, be more authentic, be more courageous. I'd also like to thank my mentor, Tanya Coleman, and the guest speaker, Gina Osborne. I plan to keep in touch with my FDB team beyond this, and I appreciate everyone and congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natalia Yasinski. I'm with the Defense Contract Audit Agency, which is part of the Department of Defense. And indeed, I would like to join my fellow graduates with the statements and experience that have impact not only personally, but professionally. And indeed, I would like to add that volunteering and participating in other efforts within the FEB and project, they enhanced more meaning to my experience at the FEB program. And my takeaway from the FEB program, I would recite the quote that have an impact on me is the visionary leader thinks big, thinks new, thinks ahead, and most important is in touch with the deep structure of a human consciousness and creative potential. I look forward to contribute and continue support the FEB program. Thank you.
Congratulations to the class of 2021 and to all those who supported these individuals through their journey of self-development. Class of 2021, I commend you for valuing yourselves, your careers, by making the decision to invest in your future. As you can see in this most impressive group of men and women, as I think about them leading the federal government in the future, I know we are in good hands. I hope that being part of today's graduation ceremony will inspire each of you to return to your workplace and make a renewed commitment to mentor a coworker and support your future leaders when they contact you throughout your leadership journey. We recorded this event and it'll be posted in the FEB's new YouTube page. Melissa will put that URL in the chat box in the next few days. Since this class did not get the full in-person ceremony, we shared with you the option of using Video Hug to send your graduate a virtual congratulatory message. I hope you will consider using that or any virtual way to give these amazing graduates the recognition they deserve. We're so proud of them and look forward to the day that we could convene in person to finish the celebration. I personally missed the chance to hear Pomp and Circumstances and the opportunity to individually present the graduate certificate and lapel pin to each graduate. We did our best to make this event special for our graduating class. A big, big thank you to Kathleen Hansen for having the foresight and creativity to find our new treasure, Melissa Masher, our producer, who tried diligently to find cool platforms for us to consider in our efforts to make this feel as close as possible to the real world. But given our federal firewalls, we couldn't use them all, but it was fun exploring the options. Thank you to all those whose hard work and dedication made today's program possible. Be sure to watch the credits as the program concludes. Thanks to all of you for participating and being present for our graduates. Thank you.